All right, this is going to be a tier list video, a very quick video about Year 7, Season 1 of Rainbow Six Siege. Instead of your average S, A, B, C, D, F tier, I've kind of changed up a little bit from last year. Instead of doing that, I'm going to make it kind of how often should you bring this operator? Because at the end of the day, I think every operator can be good. Every operator can be S tier at some point. Like if you get a Cav interrogation off, like getting her actual ability off, wins you the round. But it's not that practical. And like how often is this character S tier? Is this operator that good? Like how often should you be bringing them to impact rounds? And I think that this is what this video and this list does a lot better than normal tier lists. As you can see, I've already made it up. I brought it in the different categories of bringing operators 95% of the time, almost every round. And then you can bring them most of the time, 70% of the time, picking them isn't bad. And then bringing ops around like 45% of the time, like, and if you pick them like every other round, like depending on what's going on, sure. And then bringing it up 20% of the time, like, there's a certain strata, there's certain something going on, and you can bring them 10% of the time, once in a blue moon, like sometimes you just need to knock rush, sometimes, Nomad's not working, she's banned, and you really need to have someone else watch your flanks. Like you don't have people watch your flanks, you're not droning well, Sometimes you just need to break out gridlock. If people are just swinging you and peeking your heads like madmen, you just need to bring out the Blackbeard. And then there's less than 5% of the time, how often does an Amara rush actually work? Or how often does Warden actually counter who he's supposed to counter? So that's really where my mind is at this in this list. And sorry that Jaeger's thing is cut off in the 95% uh, tier. But that is Jaeger next to Mute. So right off the bat, let's just talk about the hot takes that are in here and some explanations. Thatcher, yeah, bring him if he's up. Habana, 95% of the time you can run Habana as a secondary hard breach. Maverick, same thing. Flores, he's arguably the best util clear in the game. Nomad, auto flank watch, makes the game 10 times easier. Smoke and mute, remodel sight, shotgun, SMG-11, C4 on mute, smokes on smoke, area denial, uh, wall denial, gadget denial. Jaeger, obviously, Jaeger's still a must pick. Valkyrie, intelligence. Mira, intelligence. Cutting off lines, providing lines of sight, new lines of sight for the defenders. Cade, better wall denial than Bandit and Mute. Can put his Cade claws in indestructible spots from Callie's if Thatcher's banned, and the wall just never gets open. Well, my excellent pick as well, I think all of the 95% tier people should pretty much speak for themselves. If they're up, you should probably run them. Like if you run, if you ran Mute, Smoke, Jaeger, uh, Wumai, and no, if you ran Smoke, Mute, Jaeger, Valk, and Mira on every single site on every single map, like yeah, like you absolutely could do that without question, and it would work completely fine. So that's really what I'm getting at with this tier. You can bring them every round, almost every round, 95% of the time. Here and there, they're banned. Obviously, you can't pick them, but maybe here and there, sometimes you might want to bring a Thunderbird instead of a Wamai if you've already brought Jaeger and the team's not, nading or burning as much as you think they would. 70% of the time, Ace, yeah, Thermite, yeah, they're definitely the two worst hard breachers in the game right now, but, it depends on what wall you want to get. I'd say it's like 50-50 for each of them, but at the same time, some walls are just safer to get with Ace, but some walls are just better to get with Thermite. Like on Theme Park, the barrel walls are better to get with Thermite because the hole is bigger and there's no real angles for you to get shot out of. But the maintenance walls are better to get with Ace because you don't have to expose yourself to bottom dragon and then getting C forward from above and impact tricked and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Ace can still get impact tricked, even easier than Thermite, but you get my point. Yana, Gone 6, nades, infinite drones, yeah. Finka. Now this is an interesting one. Finka, is pretty much the best. She's better than Ash at this point when you really get down to it. She's got two nades, gone six, and LMG in the LMG meta, and she, stims you. Reload speed, ADS speed, 25 health, sprint, or I don't think she does sprint speed. I don't think that's a thing, but there's a million different buffs with like a sledge, nades, soft destruction, vertical play, getting rid of bulletproof gadgets and utility. Twitch, that one should be pretty obvious as well. Fuse, now this one might surprise some of you, but Fuse is so good now with the 4 charges and that he can deploy them on hatches and reinforced walls. He's so much better now, infinitely better than he used to be. Zofia, LMG, still has the 2 stuns, still has the 2 impacts. She's, just the same she's always been. Capkin's really good now that he can put his traps down everywhere. We're kind of shifting into this meta of this run and gun, LMG meta, so we've seen a lot of Capkins and Malusi's come back into play. I'd say Malusi would honestly have been like a 45% picker, a couple weeks ago, but I think recently Malusi's been getting up there. I've been bringing Malusi a lot. She's been working. Maestro is super underrated still. Yeah, intelligence, bulletproof gadget, can destroy gadgets, can get intel, shoot drones, can deny plant if you really want to play him like that. Maestro is great. Mossy, intel denial. You can bring him almost every round. I was thinking about putting Mossy in the 95%, but there's just at the higher levels, and this is for higher ranked. This is for like diamond and above. I would say platinum and above, high plat and above. It really comes down to who do you want to bring more? Who's going to provide you more to the team? Azami's great. Azami and Thunderbird are kind of the same. Like you could pick them like all the time, and I wouldn't be mad, but it all really depends on what the comp is looking like. Like if someone hasn't picked Jaeger and he's on the board, then yeah, you're gonna pick Jaeger over Thunderbird and Azami probably, and no one's picked Pumai. So that's where my head's at with them. But going into more detail, Azami, she can block lines of sight, create new lines of sight for defenders and attackers. Thunderbird, she's got the spear, 3 healing stations, a million times better than Doc. Need I say more? Now we're getting into the 45%er. Like you shouldn't really be picking them every other round, but like you can get away with it. The people who really, I might, they're definitely on the lower end of that 45%. Is Dokkaebi and Zero. Like Dokkaebi and Jack are kind of similar too. Like they both are great with roam clear, and they help you out if you're not doing things right. But it just depends on what you're trying to go for. Like you shouldn't be bringing them 70% of the time or every round. You just don't need to. Same with Zero. You just don't need to do that. Like they're good, but there's just better people to pick. Buck, Sledge is just better at this point. Although Buck does have the hard breach, which is good. And so does Yang. But Yang, there's Yang's lucky she's not in the 20%. But Yang is good still. She's still good. She's not bad by any means. Same kind of thing with Alibi. Alibi's really good right now. Like you could probably get away with picking her every other round, and I wouldn't be mad at you. Intel, she provides intel. You put them in spots where they can't be easily shot, and they have to shoot through. The attackers have to shoot through them. That's free intel. So you just game of intel. Alibi is good at that. Aruni, burning stuff, area denial, bulletproof cam, and barb if you want that. Frost, shield, shotgun. And she's pretty good. Makes defenders after. Well, her gadget's not really what is bringing me to her, but she's good right now. Frost is good right now with the shield and the shotgun. Goyo's rework is really good, but I just don't know. Saying, I don't know if you should be bringing Goyo every other round. It's really more site dependent, and especially in the higher ranks, people forget that his gadgets can be shot by the attackers too if they're put in bad spots. So you have to really know what you're doing to play Goyo, almost even more than you used to have to be. And that's saying something. Legion, yeah. Legion's a good solo roamer. He's a good anchor as well. Legion's versatile, but There's really just better people to pick in a composition. Same with Pulse. Pulse is good for Intel, Plant Denial. Crappy gun though, and there's just better people. Now here's a hot take: Ash at 20%. These ops, you can bring them here and there, but they don't really provide much if they're if you don't know what you're doing. And Ash is just so there's so many better ops than Ash. Sophia's better, Fink is better. Hell, even Sledge is better than Ash right now in terms of clearing and destruction. And Flores, of course. Ash is the worst utility clearer in the game right now, honestly. And I don't count IQ as util clear, by the way. You're not. That's not really what she's used for. And Callie's, we only use Callie to get shit off a wall, so I'm not counting her either. Ash, not very good. There's better ops to pick. R4C is good, but bad recoil. G3 36C is good, but there's just better people to pick. Just stop playing Ash. Pick Sophia, pick Finka. I guarantee you'll be playing better with her or with them over her. Osa, kind of the same thing. Like how often is her shield really going to work for you? Like, yeah, there are times where it can. There's certain strats and stuff, but it's rare. It's few and far between. Capitão's good. I almost moved Capitão up, but like, if you're picking Capitão every other round, like, you're probably trolling. Same with Castle. Just the same thing with Castle. Like, Castle can be good everywhere. You can bring Castle every single round, but like, yeah, there's just better people to pick at the end of the day. Vigil provides nothing to the team. Only play Vigil if you're really getting droned out and you really aren't doing a good job at clearing drones and you just don't know how to anchor or roam any better. Thorn, she's just Ella, but slightly better and slightly worse at the same time. So the only reason she's up here is because her gun is extremely easy and crutchable, but she doesn't really do much other than that. Bandit, this might be a surprising one too, but Bandit is the worst breach denial in the game right now. Mute is a million times better, and Cage is a million times better than that. Bandit's things are so easily. I like the how they brought tricking back into the game, but it's just not. It's not what it used to be. It's nowhere near as effective. Castle we already sort of touched on. Echo, like Echo's good and all. Like Echo's underrated, I would say for sure. But like, there's just better people to pick. Again, like yeah, here and there, like you can pick them for some plant denial. He's got the shield. He's got the impacts. Love his gun, but there are better people to pick. 10%, you're not really picking these guys too often. There's no real reason to. There's better people to pick. Knock, sometimes you just need to knock rush. Callie, sometimes if Thatcher's banned and you guys really don't know how to get the stuff off from below or from any other way and you don't know how to play Twitch, like, yeah, sure. Same sort of thing with IQ. If you really have to, if Valkyrie's on the board and you really need to find some utility and you really need help, then yeah, those two ops can help you. Lion, like, I don't know, like if you're playing cheaters, I guess Lion could help you. Same with Montaigne, I guess. Blackbeard, if you're getting swung, you're getting dome pieced, then yeah, sure. Gridlock, yeah, I already sort of talked about. Doc and Rook, like, this hurts because I love Doc, or I love Rook. I hate Doc, but Rook, goddamn, I hate Doc, but I love Rook. And it's painful me to say it, but you probably shouldn't be picking either of them, like more than like one in every 10 rounds, like, and that's stretching it. Like you really probably shouldn't be doing that. And Doc, I maybe should have put in less than 5%. If you have Thunderbird, there's no reason you should be playing Doc. There's just no reason for it. Clash is Clash. You could pick every single round in a 5-stack, but realistically speaking, again, they're better options to play, and she's kind of bad. Clash is kind of bad. I'm just gonna say it. Unless you really are coordinated, you really know what you're doing. Oryx, same deal. Bad, unless really specific site setups and strats that are allowed for him. Ella's just a worse Thorn, but she does have, I don't know, her Grismots, at least, if they're put in correct spots, can disorient people, at least, I guess. Really shouldn't be picking her every, more than once every 10 rounds. Same with Tachanka. Like, there's just not enough sites where Tachanka is, like, better than Smoke in any way, really, at any kind of area denial. If they up the damage on his fire a little bit more, then maybe I could move him up a little bit, but right now, it's just not really doing it. And then the 5%, I don't think I need to explain any of them. But yeah, that's pretty much the tier list right now. Again, every op can be good, and this is for high rank as well. This list would look completely different if it was in, for casual or for pro play or for copper or for, you know, plat 3 and gold 1, it'd be completely different. But this is from my experience, it's my list. You can make your own. In fact, I encourage you to, you know, give your opinions in the comments of what you think I did wrong or what you think I said wrong about these ops. Anything you would change, be sure to let me know. And that about does it. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.